So, new Deepseek V3 came out, literally just today, which promises to be a significant improvement upon the previous version, also shaping up to be the best non-thinking model out there. Of course, you can try to run this yourself, but you probably don't have a strong enough GPU for it. But it doesn't matter, because we can just use it for free online. One test I stumbled upon was a brighter ray tracer that renders an interesting scene with many colorful light sources in Python, output at 800 x 600 image as PNG. That's a good test, because we usually don't see similar ones. And we can see that the original Deepseek V3 was not that good at this. And the Deepseek V3, the new version, 0.0324, so again, just this date, is a massive improvement. It is kind of on the level of Claude 3.7 and Claude 3.5. Yeah, that's not a great picture, right? And just for context, and this is the interesting part, you can see how other AIs are kind of matching up here. And based on this, I think it would be hard to argue that the top two very best are not Claude 3.7 Thinking Sonnet and Deepseek V3, the new version. Even compared to R1, here, V3, the new Deepseek V3, would be on the left, and R1 would be on the right. So that is a massive improvement. This guy possibly prompted better, but found even better results. So this is what they ended up with. And interestingly, this is how Claude 3.7 Extended Thinking matches up. It doesn't look as impressive. Yeah, it's okay, right? And apparently this was the result with O3 Mini High. Yeah, that's not so great. I also asked AI to give me the very same assignment. Can you give me a better UI in HTML? That's a very lazy question. And this was the first version. Not too bad. But then I also added the genius comment, add a bit more styling. And now we have this, San Francisco, US. Okay. Can we go with Los Angeles? Search. We got it. And icon updates too. So we don't only have UI, but we are getting the very information. So definitely a good result. And personally, talking Deepseek is fairly pleasant. And the Deepseek search feature is also one of the best implementations out there. But if you want to try it out for coding, for example, you can either just use their site and pay for their API, and it's pretty damn cheap. The pricing really depends on when you use it, but essentially its main competitors would be QVQ32B and Gemini 2 Flash. But they are not as smart, I suppose. But they're cheaper, so. But it doesn't matter, because you can just use it for free. On OpenRouter, for example, we can just select Deepseek V3, that's the free version, and all we need to do is that we navigate to the API part, and this is what we would need to select, well, in your coding editor of choice. So suppose right here, you would need an OpenRouter API key, which you can just have for free, and you also need to have Klein or RuCline, and then, if you have that, you can just add your API key, OpenRouter API key, then you can just select the free model, and it works. And as long as you're using it for a personal use case, it might just be enough. So it certainly cannot handle something commercial, but if you just use it yourself, then it almost certainly gonna keep working. Because even to this day, one of the most popular models on OpenRouter is the Deepseek R1 free version, which is pretty much a free coding assistant. And presumably this new V3 model is gonna be fairly lenient too, like we see the old V3. Still pretty dang popular, but obviously it was more limited than the R1 version and even our new current V3 version. Use-wise, I'm not exactly sure where it slots in, and this is the old data, keep that in mind. So I suppose we just have to see, but it's gotta be the best non-thinking model at least. And that is not irrelevant, because, for example, I kinda like Gemini 2 Flash for use cases that really doesn't require that much of an intelligence. And the main reason for it would be that it's a non-thinking model, ergo, it answers faster. And Deepseek wouldn't need to get that much better, to the point where all the clouds are irrelevant. And an interesting point, although can be a total fluke, is that V3, the new V3, actually solved a bug that I had for a long time. So Deepseek R1 could not fix it. QVQ32B could not fix it. O3 Mini could not fix it. All the clouds could not fix it. It was a lost cause. Of course, I was trying to fix it, and as a good developer, I was trying to read some docs too. But maybe I was hoping a little bit that maybe a new AI is gonna come in and it's gonna fix my bug. And Deepseek V3, the new version, just did it. Now, this doesn't mean that it's smarter, but this is possibly a good lesson that if you're getting stuck with one approach, one AI, then if you try another type of AI, that might just work. Because, for example, Deepseek R1 and QVQ32B are often kind of neck and neck. But it would be wrong to assume that they were trained on the exact same data and they think the same. So this new version is pretty cool for a guy that doesn't think.